Before the world was created, I am. I am the God who made heaven and earth. I am the God who gives you two great lights. The brighter rules the day, the lesser rules the night. I am the God who created a firmament in the midst of waters, divided the water from the waters, and I divided the water from the waters above the firmament. I gathered the waters under the heavens together into one place, and I made the earth under the heavens. I am the God who made all things, every living creature, every creeping animal, every beast, every plant and tree, every bird in the sky and every fish in the sea. All things are mine. It is I who laid the foundations of the earth, I stretched out the line upon it, I shut the doors of the sea, I made the clouds its garment, I set bars, doors and fixed my limit for it. I commanded the morning to dawn its place, I entered the springs of the sea, I walked in search of the depths. I set the gates of death and doors of the shadow of death. I set the breadth of the earth. I set the way for the light and darkness to dwell, and their paths to its home. It is I who created the treasury of snow and hail, and I have reserved them for the time of trouble. I have divided a channel for the overflowing water and a path for the thunderbolt. I caused rain to pour down on earth to satisfy the desolate waste and spring forth the growth of tender grass. I made dew, ice, frost and snow. I made waters harden like stone and froze the surface of the deep. I commanded the ordinances of the heavens and set their dominion over the earth. I sent lightning, number clouds by wisdom, I ordained the prey for lions, provided food for raven. I made seed time and harvest, cold and heat, winter and summer, day and night. I move a mountain with a thought and shake the ocean without lifting a finger. I have all authority. I am omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing God. I live outside of time. Before time existed, I exist. I make time work the way I want. I am the God who controls time. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. I am from everlasting to everlasting. I live outside of time. I have all the authority in heaven and earth. Nobody is before me, and I answer to nobody. It is I, even I, own the world and all creations in it. From an electron to mankind, from the Milky Way to the whole universe, they are all the works of my fingers. I ordained the sun, the moon, the stars, galaxies and the universe and all things set in place in its order with nothing but my word. They are all in my hands, they are all mine. All people who have ever existed are answerable to me. I made Enoch, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, Moses, Joshua, Gideon, Samuel, David, Solomon, Elijah, Elisha, and all prophets, all apostles, and all humanity. I made them all, they all are answerable to me. I destroyed the earth by the great flood in Noah's time. I confused the tongues in the Tower of Babel. I rained down brimstone and fire in Sodom and Gomorrah. I made the donkey spoke in human voice. I spoke in the burning bush. I changed Moses' rod into a serpent and his hand leprous. I turned the river to blood. I sent Egypt the plagues of frogs, lice, flies, death of livestock, boils, hail, locusts, darkness and killed the firstborn of the Egyptians. I dwelled with the Israelites in pillar of cloud by days and fire by nights. I brought the Israelites out of Egypt, I departed the Red Sea and the river of Jordan, I sweetened the bitter water, I sent down manna and quail from heaven, I caused water to run out from the rock in Rephidim and the rock in Kadesh, I caused Miriam's leprosy and I cured Naaman's leprosy, I caused the fall of wall of Jericho, I made the sun and moon stand still, I put dew on Gideon's fleece, and I defeated the mighty Midianites by Gideon's 300 men. I fed Elijah by ravens, I fed the 5,000 people with 5 loaves and 2 fish, and I fed the 4,000 with 7 loaves and a few small fish. I consumed Elijah's burnt offering in the wet wood and stones by sending fire from heaven. I consumed the captain of 50 by fire. I divided Jordan by Elijah's mantle for Elijah and for Elisha. I snatched Enoch and Elijah away to heaven. I increased the widow's oil and meal supernaturally, and multiplied the widow's food. I raised widow's son, the Shunammite's widow's son, and the widow's son in Nain, Jairus' daughter, Lazarus from the dead. I floated the axe head from the water. I healed Hezekiah and added 15 more years to his life. And I healed Peter's mother-in-law, the paralytic, the withered blind lame and sick man near Bethesda pool, the withered hand in Galilee, the centurion's servant, the woman with the issue of blood, the blind men, the deaf and dumb man, the man born blind, the 2 blind men in Jericho, the woman with infirmity, the man with edema. I delivered the 3 men from fiery furnace and delivered Daniel from the lion's den. I turned the water to wine in Cana. I cast out demons in Capernaum, in Galilee, in many different places. I cleansed the lepers in Capernaum. I walked on water. I put money in a fish's mouth. I struck Ananias and his wife Sapphira dead. I sent an angel to rescue Peter in prison, and I sent earthquake to release Paul and Silas in prison. I raised from the dead and appeared to many. I ascended to heaven. It is I who gives you life. I give you breath in your nostril. I give you fresh air to breathe. I put wisdom in your mind and understanding in your heart. I have clothed you with the garments of salvation and covered you with the robe of righteousness. I am your everlasting light, your God of glory, your King of glory. I see through time, I see through your heart, I judge you with no partiality. It is I who number your days. I declared the end from the beginning. I am the Lord, that is my name, I will not give my glory to another. I am Yahweh, Adonai, El Elyon, El Shaddai, El Olam, the Ancient of Days. I am Jehovah Nissi, Jehovah Ra, Jehovah Rapha, Jehovah Shammah, Jehovah Tzidkenu, Jehovah Mekodishkem, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Shalom, Jehovah Sabaoth. I am Abba, Father. I am the bread of life, I am the way, the truth and the life, I am the true vine, I am the King of kings and the Lord of lords, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the last, I am the King of glory, the Lord of Sabbath, the Lord of harvest, I am Emmanuel, I am Jesus. Before Abraham was born, I am. I am the great I am.